do you know? My microphone is live. Here we go. Take that down a notch. Hello.
I had to recalibrate the thing.
Toki.
Kinda cute.
We're gonna- We're gonna take that up. Make you just about even. You're a little bit quieter.
Hi.
There we go. Okay. So, we are live,
Woo!
Hello, everybody.
and we have
Hello.
Hail Lord Satan.
Not quite certain why, only really able to hear Coco. Junkie's really quiet.
Why? How about
What?
now?
Check and see if he's turned down on your Discord.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah, he was, because he
Last
still
time.
has old mic.
Yeah. Fix it!
Yes.
Because I changed my settings.
Now you are at 200%.
Fix it, Felix, fix it.
What the hell is up with my lips when I talk?
See, now this is where you need that voice modification thing to go along with your...
Hmm.
You think I need a voice modulator?
Well, it would just add to it.
My son's all like, who the hell is that?
Who? What? I didn't.
You're the picture. He's like, who the hell is that in the top corner? And I'm like, oh, it's me.
Who in the what now?
I didn't do anything. It wasn't me.
Lies.
The devil made me do it.
You can prove nothing.
I made nobody do anything they didn't want to do. It's who in the underworld, little one.
Nothing that they wouldn't have done, you know, considering that they sold their soul to you anyways.
There, now I look much better.
Although your lips are still thrown off.
Yeah, big time.
I don't understand why my lips get all... Maybe
Janky.
my avatar has a lip.
List.
Oh,
Blah,
sure.
blah,
Laugh at the
blah.
demon with a lisp. Evidently, I also don't have genitalia.
Don't zoom out. Zoom back in.
So, who did what this week?
Who did what this week?
Yes.
I got a job.
Woo!
What?
Nice.
Where at?
I'm going to be working with Mike Smiths.
Oh, nice. You finally got that one?
Nice.
Even though I'm probably going to be transferring departments, even though I just got him the job.
Whatever.
I convinced my coworker to come because he thought he was hired, but he really wasn't. So, work is
What's so funny over there? What?
And just for last.
I desperately need to catch Trey. Oh. Now there's
Okay,
a
so you
thought.
guys should pick this game up. It's called Forces of Nature. It's literally on sale for 79 cents right now.
Wow.
Way too much money.
It's like a top-down view little like gathering survival game.
Mike, it's a week-to-week thing with you.
What?
Seriously.
It was 79 cents. It's okay. I bought Green Hell too. So.
Oh, Jesus. And then Nick's a warlock.
I'm not a warlock.
Your town.
I come from Skyrim.
What's your Daedric priest?
Yes. I am Daedric by nature.
So you're basically a warlock.
No, I'm a priest. Damn it.
Basically,
priest, I tell you.
Joe.
I mean, they've even got some really creepy crap in here too. Like, I could be food. Yeah. Don't I look delicious?
Oh, you could totally do Pizza
There-
the Hut.
I was gonna say, they already made a movie about this. It's called Sausage Party, and we do not need to reenact it.
Oh Jesus! I never want to see that movie again.
Neither do I.
That movie is so weird.
It's bad.
Freaking just asinine.
He's
What
stupid.
about your ass in the sausage party?
My best friend ended up watching that movie with Dad. Just awkward.
That would be really awkward.
Food should not be like that. I don't ever want to think about my food that way ever again.
Yeah. There we go. Peter Cottontail.
You said Peter.
Well, last we left off, we were at the anthill.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
oh yeah, I was bringing
stuck.
Lakesh because everyone else was trapped in a bubble with the cyborg people.
Pretty much.
Right, so, had to get back into Persona. You guys were stuck in the anthill in a bubble. Bubbles are fun. Bubbles? Anyway. Alright, let me turn this off. Or here, maybe I'll just minimize that. I don't need to have it up. Bring you guys over here. 3. Oh god, I'm still on here. No, but anyways, so you guys were trapped in the anthill. I forgot everybody's names again. Hold on. Excuse me. What was that? Alrighty then. Damn it! What was her name? What was the girl's
Ooh.
name?
Mine?
Yes,
It's Camille.
Camille. There we go. I knew I would get it.
Sure.
I didn't finish one off. Because I don't seem to have one that's full. Yes. Throw me one real quick. Right to my head. Come on, dog, get it.
I'll get it.
All
Damn,
right,
you
so-
missed out on that head throw.
Aw, man.
Yes. I
It
told
did-
her to throw it right at my head. Huh? I was like, I got one.
So I was trying to think, and then you're like, never mind, I'm gonna do it myself.
No.
Wow.
I asked you to hand me a drink, not think. All right. Anyways, Camille had gone back to get Lakesh.
Correct.
Yep,
Everybody else stuck in the bubble in the anthill, right?
Yes.
See,
Oh, they did.
Yeah.
Very cool.
All right. So.
And I was coming with Lakesh and Sebastian, and we had just gotten into the Mat Trans when we got cut for the week.
Aha!
Right.
Success.
Okay.
Success.
Yeah. Well,
Your success is what success?
I made a temporary dice catch tray out of foam.
Woo! Hey.
What?
cheater.
How's it cheating if it just stops the dice from rolling off my desk?
Because that's part of the challenge.
Lies.
It's like
Anyway.
half the fun to go chase your dice, don't you know?
That's okay. I might not use it. It's giving me more critical failures than I'd like.
Good foam, good. I've tainted you well.
No foam.
Yeah, that would be fine.
Okay, that's gonna be way too distracting. Hold on.
Are you turning your thing off?
Yeah.
Aw, Satan's not gonna DM our campaign again.
Aw, dang it.
Huh?
Satan wants a cherry pop. Satan wants a cherry pop. Hey
Okay.
Fez, bring me a cherry
Yeah.
pop.
Yeah, why don't you go ahead and get that, and then I can grab the Parmesan and...
We're gonna turn that off. No
Who's
music.
doing what?
I'm just.
Turning everything off.
I'm turning off. I'm turning off the music.
I thought there was a white.
Dun dun dun.
Dun dun dun.
All right. So, you pop in the Mat Trans.
Front the back
Um,
of the...
the first thing you notice, as you're waking up off the ground,
Yeah.
and Sebastian is laying on the ground next to you, is that Lakesh is standing up.
Or in his wheelchair, at least.
Well,
No, he's
yeah,
standing. Oh, he's sitting in his chair.
He's sitting in his chair, but
I mean, standing up would be more of a surprise, I suppose.
he's standing up, and all of a sudden he crumples into his chair. Oh!
Oh.
But no, you guys go to pop out of the Mat Trans, and the door will not open.
What?
Didn't he try and scan the card? Or his card?
No, they just arrived.
Oh.
Yeah, so we're inside the Mat Trans system.
Hmm.
And the door won't open. So now everybody's at the anthill.
Stab the door. That'll teach it.
I stab it with my pokey stick.
Oh no, that'll break my needle. I'll just kick the door.
Your needle has so much penetration, you would go through the door.
So Lakesh pulls out a little computer and he starts poking on it, and you can tell he's getting quite frustrated. He starts speaking in whatever language they speak over. Is it Hindi or whatever it is? I don't know what they speak.
Urshdu.
It's all gibberish to me, so it doesn't really matter.
Yeah. But he's getting very agitated. And you hear him do a really long, heavy sigh. And he hits a button, and you can hear the thing start to spin back up. And you guys all wake up. Well, not all of you. You and Sebastian wake up with Lakesh in Cerberus again.
Alrighty.
What?
Let us try this one more time. Sorry for the inconvenience. And then you hear, and you guys wake up a couple minutes later in the anthill.
Ooh, what a head rush.
Technically, you wake up there.
Wow.
When you look around, Sebastian is gone, and so is Lakesh.
Oh, great.
Uh-oh.
Jesus.
But I'm at the anthill, or am I somewhere else?
You're in the anthill complex. In the Matran system for the anthill.
Oh. Oh, that's interesting.
Yes, and the dice roll that I did is not a good one either.
Oh no.
We're all gonna
Good
die.
for her or not good for you?
Not good for me. I'm stuck.
That could be the storyline.
Oh.
You know how I do like bad things happen on 7 or less? Yeah.
Did you roll a 5?
No, I rolled 3 ones.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh.
So I got a critical bad things. What?
Not the critical
What?
bad
I
things.
just pulled out my blue DM dice. Or not blue, purple. My purple DM dice. No, my purple DM dice.
Why would you do such a thing?
They're purple.
No.
Why?
All right, so yeah.
We're still surrounded by guards.
Yes.
Well, this is gonna be interesting.
I just look over to like one of the guards and I go, why did the mat trans go off 3 times?
I don't know. I'm not in the Matran.
Maybe you should have been.
Could you possibly inquire what's going on?
You see him walk around the little blue bubble over to where the door is, and the little blue bubble shrinks just a little bit so he can get up next to the Matran's door.
Okay.
He opens up the Matran's door.
I'm feeling around trying to see if they like turned invisible somehow.
And, well, as you're feeling around, the door opens up, and you hear somebody go, "What the hell are you doing in there?"
I'll just stare at him.
So he turns back around to Henry, and he's like, "Your little one is not responding."
Oh, here. And I hold the button down. Speak into this, and then it'll translate into her language.
He speaks into it, and he says again, "What the hell are you doing?" This time it comes out in French, and you understand it.
I think they turned invisible. I can't find them.
That's an apt description for a 6-year-old or however old you are.
Like they're gone. As I continue to still feel around.
Excuse me, sir. Push the button on your thing again. There's nobody else in there, little one.
I left with them.
You left with who?
The old guy and the other kid. Sebastian.
An old guy in the wheelchair and another person.
Well, they're not here now. What did you do?
I don't know. He pushed the buttons.
Children always push the buttons on the elevator.
There's no buttons in here. He had it on his arm.
So, Camille, you're saying that you came once with them, and then what
And-
happened?
The door was stuck and we went back and tried again and then they were gone.
Okay. Is it possible that they might have been moved to a different location here?
This is the only one on the Matrans network.
I don't know where they went.
Is it... Would you allow me, or would you request to have the Matrans a diagnostic done on it? Or check the buffer at least?
The next time Lakesh is here, you can have him do that.
He's stuck.
I'm fluently trained in how these systems work.
And I don't know you. You could be a saboteur here to destroy our systems, using this just as a method to get access to our computers.
So isolate the Matrans system with whatever firewalls you have and let me just access it on a view basis only. Or bring someone down that at least knows what they're talking about when it comes to this.
That would be Lakesh.
Yeah, less than half. but more
You have
than
nobody that works with the computers in your entire base?
Oh, we're so screwed.
Well, the computers, yes, but Lakesh,
Hmm.
the only one who knows about the Matrans.
I know how to check its functionality. You can lock it down the software with
He
any
doesn't
form
know
of other
how.
software.
Only Lakesh knows how.
Tell you what, I'll put you in a personal bubble and you can follow me in and I will do the keystroke.
Sure.
So he forms a bubble around you and then you can move through, follow him
Okay.
into the complex a ways where the Matrans system's computer system is.
Okay.
And make me a perception roll along the way.
Made it by 1.
Yeah, well, they failed their high
Yeah, I
roll.
have,
So,
it's like 5.
along the way, you notice a few more people, and these people look more cybernetically enhanced, but not like people did a shit job making them cybernetically enhanced.
Okay.
Very poor work.
So they're very
Yeah.
Borg-like.
No. The Borg look good and functional.
I am the cutest of Borg.
Oh Jesus.
This would be as if somebody was like, we need mechanical components. Quick, hand me that toaster.
Oh my
Oh,
god.
jeez.
Can you make
Yeah.
toast?
Oh no.
So some of these people literally look like household appliances were used as part of their cybernetics.
Oh God.
And they seem to be trying to hide from you while still trying to like catch glimpses of you as you're moved. Anyways, you finally make it to the control panel, and he's like, all right, what should I do first?
Okay. I guess put in these security credentials, and I list off Lakesh's.
Okay, he types them all in for you. Gives you full access.
All right. Type this to run a full diagnostic.
Okay.
Love you too.
Full diagnostic comes through. Everything at this base
Okay.
will be working at 100%.
Okay. Type this in to check the buffer status.
Okay. When you check the buffer status, it looks like all 12 of the backup buffers are all offline.
Oh Christ.
Oh Jesus. Type this in to check the I guess the signal quality of the last incoming transition.
It looks like there was an error in the transmission. Originally, there were 3 items being sent through. 2 of the signals were degraded, so they were rejected and sent back to the originating post.
Oh god damn it.
Okay. So it looks like Lakesh and Sebastian were sent back to Cerberus.
Hopefully.
Hopefully. So,
All of a sudden, back at the Matran system, while the girl is still standing inside and the door is open, you hear and little klaxons start flashing inside the Matrans. And the door starts to close.
I will yell. I mean, it's complete gibberish to her, but yell, "Get out!"
I'm just like, I see the door closing, and I don't want to get locked inside. The door didn't open the last time, so I
Okay, make me a dex roll.
Oh god.
Oh no! I hope I don't get
Also,
sliced.
do not fail this one.
Seriously.
or Camille gets purged.
Or new roll.
Yes. Time to reroll.
Camille at this point will just play Eric. It'll be Bioshock 2.
I love it.
She will become the Big Daddy.
The Big Daddy.
Okay, so dex roll. Made it by 3.
Oh, thank goodness. Okay, so you're like glancing around at all the klaxons and sirens and everything going off and all the lights flashing, and you catch a glance at the door and you're like, and you jump for the door, and just as you're going through, you can feel the door smack your ankle.
Ah!
But you pass through the door just fine, and it closes. And you can hear. And then you hear coming from the other side of the door. There's some banging.
I'm gonna try and open the door.
It doesn't open because it requires a passkey.
Does anything get alerted at the Matrans control?
Yeah. Once the thing comes through, it lets you know that another transmission, because you were looking at the transmission logs and all that, it pops up with a new transmission. There were 2 subjects coming through. One of them was highly degraded and sent back.
Oh jeez.
Oh, Jesus. What is wrong with this system?
I will kind of to one of the other guys. Do you want to open the door before they send another person through?
The guy squeezes around the force field, gets over there, swipes his card, opens it up, and out comes Sebastian.
Oh Jesus. You can put him with us as well as her.
They push you guys through the bubble. Now you're with the rest of the group again.
I'm going to do another quick diagnostic of the or have the guy do a quick diagnostic of the transmission system
Receive system.
or the receivers.
Okay. Diagnostic comes back 100%. There doesn't seem to be anything wrong on this end.
What did you break before you left?
I didn't break anything.
I didn't mess with anything.
You were fixing the reactors. I mean,
Yeah, they're on their own. The Matrans is on its own power system. I don't have anything to do with that.
Not only that, you guys all made it here just fine.
Sebastian, what happened to?
Well, I guess
To him.
I'll tell the guy that we should probably head back to the Matrans to see if they were able to arrive.
Okay. So he escorts you back.
Okay.
When you guys get back there, you see Sebastian sitting there.
There might be something going on with our transmitter.
Oh no!
it's another person.
Yeah, I know you're doing that.
God damn. That was
Lock.
loud.
I saw Lakesh push some buttons on his wrist thing. What happened?
Well, let's give it a few minutes. Maybe he'll try and transit again.
That's if he didn't
Anyway,
get stuck in the buffer.
A few minutes later, klaxons go off, door slowly starts to close again. and then you hear the sounds of the thing spinning up and going off again.
Somebody want to check inside?
Guy goes over, goes,
Read the story.
something in there. Hold on. Swipes his card, door opens up.
Is it Bridget?
Few seconds later, he comes out pushing a wheelchair with nothing in it.
Oh god damn it!
Except for Lakesh's lap blanket.
Oh, jeez.
God damn it! Well, do you recognize this wheelchair?
It's a wheelchair from our medical bay, yes.
Where do you think it came from?
Our medical bay.
Right, so who had access to get it from your medical bay?
Anybody in this facility?
Okay, but who would have taken it out of the facility?
Nobody's allowed to leave this facility.
Except for?
Nobody.
What
Not
about
without the president's express permission.
what about Lakesh?
Hey, Moose, I'm taking it.
Was Lakesh given a wheelchair from your medical bay at some point?
No, you did not get one from our medical bay.
You go back to the tab, you click on
But
this
again,
video.
most of
Underneath
our
the
equipment
videos,
is identical to
on
the
the
stuff we have
left-hand
at
side is the word
service.
view assignment. You click on view assignment,
Probably because
then you
most
click
of the
on
stuff at
the
Cerberus
box that
was
says
taken
the
from here.
plus sign, and I click on the plus
There you
sign.
go.
Okay, teacher, I know what you're doing.
Well,
I'm
can't
muting
send
you, Bria.
somebody there. You can't send somebody there to check on him because then we might purge him from the entire MatTrans network. So, I guess we get to wait more.
Sebastian, did you see what he typed on his wrist thingy?
Oh, never mind.
No, but he was cursing in Hindi beforehand. And once you did not receive or arrive with us back at Cerberus after we left Cerberus, kind of weird dialing your own phone number and being there to answer it. But anyways, no, you didn't arrive with us. So he got worried and he ran a check, and it looked as if he had said something about somebody was trying to burglarize us or theft or something. I don't know.
You're not done with your homework. Get back here.
Great.
I don't know what that means. I mean, I thought this was a computer beamy thing.
Mm.
Oh, shit.
Really?
Okay, well,
You missed it when Satan was here running the game just a little bit ago.
Satan was running the game.
Above table, do these cybernetic beings have any sort of like? Are they much like the Borg in the sense that they have a main connection that they can all talk to each other with, and/or?
What a weird joke.
You are detecting multiple types of signals emanating from each one of these, but as for their nature, you don't actually know yet.
Okay, I'm not so worried about their nature so much as the fact that they potentially have a signal.
They do all seem to have the same 6 signals coming from them.
I need my tablet because it's the one that's got my updated sheet for Skippy.
So I'm here. I'm kind of listening. I'm just trying to help Kara finish her homework.
That's fine. Do
Okay.
your thing.
Ow!
Okay, let's see here. Tablet.
Can I
on.
poke the bubble with my needle?
You poke the bubble with your needle does not go through.
So is
Well,
Henry back in the bubble with us?
Yes.
Yes, everybody is back in the bubble.
What
I
is-
send
what is-
Henry a private message about potentially hacking their equivalent of a neural net
Or you get
and
envy.
ask
they're
his opinion on whether or not it makes sense to try something like that.
Okay.
Okay, I'll come.
hack the hive mind.
So if
I
a
look
tornado
at it,
comes,
I
you
look
move
at
away from the
Skippy, and I
windows
just
the
shake
glass.
my
If you
head.
do, you want to be in a tub.
No.
No, not a good idea.
Nana's tub, a compass tub. Okay.
Come on, live a little.
No, you don't want to be in a tub because our shower will still lift up.
So-
It's a lot harder to pick up a tub.
I guess
Okay.
we wait a little bit and see if Lakesh tries to make another transit. Oh god.
Ready?
It's Satan.
Hello.
Oh god.
What?
That is just creepy.
Ah.
Funny to think that people would bow down to Satan.
Search. Oh, what the hell? Just open the
You
damn
brought
thing.
me a cupcake.
Home, files, recent files. No. Download files.
Hey,
No.
pay attention.
Documents.
Your dress. They can't see you.
Which you? That's a boner.
Ready?
Yes.
I'm going to start off. I'll say
That would have been quite humorous, wouldn't it have been?
I'll do it again, and you can do it, and then you can do it.
Son
Okay?
bitch.
What the fuck are you doing?
Oh, well, you know. Yeah.
Singer suffix songs ready? Do
Wha-
you
why?
see
What are you doing?
Stay pay attention.
the end of the word? Do you see something? Yes, we did. Yes, we did. Okay, ready? A singer is someone who
Sing.
sings.
Pay attention.
A writer is someone
I'm sorry, I'm probably distracting here. I'll stop.
Alright.
Carolyn Jenkins.
Anyway, so
Too much damn background noise. Like everybody's background, I can't hear anything.
A worker
Sorry.
is someone
I will turn myself down.
who works. A reader is someone
Yeah, I mean, you can turn them down yourself, you know.
Well,
that.
I'm just gonna
I don't
mute
want to
it, so-
turn anybody down when you know
Talk to me.
there's no point to do that.
Gotcha. Bullshit. Some of it itches.
She just muted herself, so she can still hear.
What itches, Christian?
Some of a bitch.
Like she was pushing something.
All I heard
Um,
was son of a bitch.
She wasn't.
Said some of it itches.
Some of it
like,
itches.
telling her like weird error messages, and she's trying to describe them.
You sent that to me, right?
So I just clicked
So-
back and tried to log in.
Yeah.
Clicked on errors,
Does anything happen after a while?
but I'm bringing one as negative again because she's
Negative
leaving.
$1 or something.
Yeah, 'cause she's not-
Okay.
It's been like that now for a little while.
I don't giving it money for the charges that she
Aha!
has.
Success.
Well, she
You
tried
have
to
success?
for the charges. She evidently
Hacking.
didn't right this time.
Computer
It was
programming.
only negative $1 and something.
Really? You're gonna try?
No, I'm just trying to get the stupid sheet to come up. Despite the fact that I think that you're a filthy monkey, I still value and respect your opinion.
For
Who are
once?
you talking to?
Yes, just for once. Though.
Just this once? Is that all I get though?
We'll see.
Oh, God damn it.
Right now, you're in my good graces, so yes. For right now, I respect and value your opinion. Well, actually, let me rephrase that. I respect your opinion. It doesn't mean that I value it.
Oh my goodness.
Good to know. So, nobody piss off the beer can.
Sapphire says you're a dick.
No, he's an asshole.
I'm an asshole.
There's a difference.
There is a difference.
Henry's a dick.
Yes, he is.
Because he will take your opinion and then blatantly ignore it right 2 seconds later. I don't know anybody from Chicago.
Anyways, another 10 minutes goes by, and nothing happens.
Huh.
Sorry, what are the chances that we think he got out?
He might have been able to crawl to the door and have Bridget get him out. If Bridget wasn't being accosted somehow.
Everybody wants to accost Bridget.
Is there any way to recall a Matt Trans?
Wait.
No.
Just as a reminder, did Bridget set it up so that if there was anybody in the Matt Trans, it would put them in the redundancy buffer?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, that was so that we had that same, remember, because we wanted to make sure, it was me and Bridget, and we wanted to make sure that if one of us dialed in at the same time, or if somebody was in the Matt Trans and one of us dialed in, that it would throw them into the buffer.
I'm going to ask the guards if it would be permissible for me, Skippy, and Valerie to be sent back.
Negative.
Okay, how about...
One of you can go.
Okay, I'll go.
Stick me in your pocket.
They're watching us, Skippy. And I'm not good at stealth or concealment.
Yes, and except for one dice roll, my dice are rolling really good today.
Shit.
What are you talking about? They're rolling really good regardless, because you're the DM.
Yeah,
What-
they all
what-
roll really good. So who are you kidding?
Yeah,
Nick,
but no,
what should
I'm
I roll if I want to roll for a chance that I might do something goofy?
I have concealment.
You could roll an ego roll if you're trying to stop from doing something goofy. Like if you roll your ego or under, you're able to decide whether or not it's a good idea.
Oh god, this could end badly.
If you roll high enough, I can always hide you in the pocket.
Oh, that's not what I'm going for, but...
Because I have concealment.
Yeah, the only thing I have is stealth.
So if I roll under, you said?
Yeah, whatever your roll is for it, you know, if it says like 13 minus,
It's
as long
11
as you
minus
roll
for ego.
13 or under, you'd be fine.
Okay. Well, needless to say, not at full size because I'm not trying to crush the other people who are inside the bubble, but I'm no longer on my robot inside there. I'm inside my ship, which is now inside the bubble.
I'll be right back.
Okay.
How do they react to this?
They all pull their weapons. The shield seems to glow brighter and shrink just a tiny bit.
I'd have to open up the panel.
Cole's cutting out. Also, anybody who
He
touches
opened the panel.
the ship, I've got
Anybody
my
what?
said anybody who touches the ship, I've got my thing set to where it automatically sucks them in, basically.
Sucks them inside your ship.
Yep.
You're welcome.
And as that happens, it would get larger so that it can accommodate the people that are inside of it.
All right. Well, within just a few seconds, you've got everybody inside your ship.
Wait, what? I missed something.
See what happens when you walk away for 10 seconds?
I had to get the door. Someone's wife came over.
Yes, my wifey is here. She came to have dinner.
Ah.
She
So
doesn't just walk in?
What?
She doesn't just walk in?
I had locked the door after Chris got here on accident.
So now what are they doing? And we would be able to see because there's like some form of monitor or something like that.
Yes, yes. Well, now your ship is completely englobed in the
Wave high.
hello wifey type person.
Ta-da!
Oh God.
They saw my butt.
Now we're seeing Cole's butt.
Always.
I thought we were just showing off butts now. Is that better? Oh, well, stand up. Show me your butt.
I don't want.
Come on. Come on.
What'd you do?
Here. Come over here and give me a hug.
Oh,
Uh-oh.
I'm not participating.
Oh, no.
Oh, shut down.
No, you've got to come over here. Stand up. Stand
I
up.
want to.
I invite you. All right, so your ship is completely englobed now in the force field. The force field has shrunk and is just like all around your ship,
Right?
like skin tight in every direction. They're all pointing their guns at you. And that's pretty much what they've done.
Skippy, what are we doing and why?
Well, they wouldn't let us go, or at least they wouldn't let more than one of us go. If they lower the shield, then I'll let one of you, specifically you, out so that you can go. But I'm just giving us a little extra protection, so to speak.
I try to make the same request to just send me back.
No, we'll wait for Lakesh now.
Fuck!
Oh, Jesus.
We agreed to let one of you go, and then you all got inside a floating battle tank.
It's not a battle tank, it's a stupid little hovercraft for that goddamn beer can that has a little stunner on it.
No, that's inside
No,
with
this
us.
is his actual shrunk down ship.
Is this your
Yes.
your escape pod?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh god.
with his Velvis.
It's not a battleship, it's an escape pod, people.
Yes. Which looks more technologically advanced than our battleship.
Oh my god.
Oh God, he spoke.
It's an escape pod. It's not even armed.
Shh, they don't know that.
They do now.
No, we know that you want us to believe that it's not armed.
See, it doesn't matter. I don't even have to try.
You said they had six identical signals.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, this game is officially freaking
Fuck
me
it,
out.
Skippy, let's do this.
Okay. Do you want me to roll to assist you?
Whatever.
Well, because I'm a minus 18, so
Yeah, and I'm a 15.
so you should roll to assist me then.
Yes.
You get a +1 on this first roll.
Okay. So I'm negative 19.
Yep.
Dice down.
No, not the dice.
Yeah, we made that by 9.
Okay. What are you attempting to do?
Hack into their, for lack of a better term, neural net.
They're hive mind.
Well, you open up one of the signals.
Can we tell which one it is?
The one marked Alpha.
Woohoo!
What kind of data does it seem to be transmitting?
Lots of zeros and ones.
I set my program to start transitioning through binary. So translating the binary.
Okay. It's coming up with gibberish.
Okay.
Nothing seems to be making sense.
Let's try another one and see if we can combine them to make sense more.
Okay.
Just a +1 again.
Okay.
Oh, what the fuck is that?
That's an
Jesus
18.
Christ!
What?
Mike, what the fuck are you doing?
Oh my god, this game is so scary!
What are you fucking playing?
He found a mirror.
Yep, Mike found a mirror.
I have no idea. Some fucking dude comes running out of the forest with like bones painted on his skin and it's all luminescent, fucking scared the shit out of me.
Ah, I see you purchased the forest.
No, it's called Green Hell.
Oh. Well, the
Oh
same
my-
thing will happen in the forest.
God, it's
you
terrifying.
found one of the cannibal tribal
You're
guys,
playing a game called
and they're
Green
trying to
Hell?
kill you.
Yeah.
So that's I made that by 14.
Wow. Okay. Okay.
Jesus.
So you were able to open up the first 3 of them total now.
Damn it.
You got 2 of them decrypted at the same time.
I start running all 3 together to see if there's any sort of sense it's making now.
Occasionally you get the word the,
Well, it's starting to do something.
but everything else seems to be completely gibberish.
Gibberish.
We're getting something. We should probably get the other ones.
Okay.
That's better. You get a +4 on this one.
Ow!
Oh, snap.
Oh!
What was that you were saying about your rolls?
Okay. So,
Something terrible is gonna happen to our hacking now. Just watch.
Shit, what is that?
well, I hope not, cause so +4 you said?
Yeah, you get a +4 on this one.
It's a bad for me roll. I don't know if you equate that into a good for them, but it's a bad for me roll.
I made that by 16.
Jesus Christ.
All right. Well, you pop open the final 3, and all 6 transmissions immediately cease.
Oh Jesus.
Damn.
And you see the people outside, like, glancing back and forth at each other. See one guy kind of going like this to his head.
Can I go now?
I don't know.
Holy shit, that's a huge iguana.
What?
Seem
They're
to be
all
very
They're all very confused.
Is the bubble still up?
Yes, the bubble is still up.
Are there any other signals around?
Not anymore.
Great.
Not with my roll.
Well, I guess we will sit and wait, and I will continue to ask, can I go now? Every few minutes, every couple of minutes.
Yeah.
So I shrink the ship down just a little bit. What happens to the force field?
It stays the same. All of the guards just randomly wander off.
Okay.
Like, not even together. Like they just kind of like, they're staring at each other, they're smacking their heads and stuff, and then like one of them just wanders off out into the stacks of crates, and another one walks over and climbs in the Mattrans system, and
oh god,
and another one walks down the hallway towards the Mattrans computers, and
oh shit, oh shit.
They're not even paying attention to you guys anymore.
Okay, what happens if I expand the ship and put pressure on the bubble?
The bubble uses the same amount of force that you're trying to exert pushing out. The more force that you use pushing out, the brighter and stronger the force field gets.
Okay.
But it stays the same shape. It's not trying to collapse in on itself. It's trying to hold position.
Okay, so I will
As wait, we're in this ship, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I looked through, I guess, one of the portholes.
There's cameras.
Okay.
There's no portholes. It's just screens.
Okay, show me, just give me an image, and I want to look around with it and see if I can find where these things are being emitted from.
So I give you a 300 or 180 degree or whatever. I would say 360, but you're not going to look down at the floor. So
I'm trying to find the force
equivalent.
field emitters, basically.
Yeah.
Perception roll.
Made it by 8.
Yeah. You can see 12 different emitters along the ceiling. It actually looks like there are emitters like every 20 feet. And it looks like the ones in this area, there are currently 12 of them pointed in this direction, emitting a small blue light.
Okay.
I'm curious. So, because he put a bubble around you, and then you were able to walk inside said bubble.
Uh-huh.
Well, that still doesn't help us, though, does it?
He has to use. He probably was using some of those signals to do that, to tell the system to do that,
The signals that we just broke as fuck.
or that broke around us, or somebody caught on to us and turned them off.
God. That was just roll.
Come on, Lakesh, just figure this out around us because we're stuck in here.
I'm going to shrink down. Shrink it down.
Shrink down so there's enough room I can get out.
Yeah, that's what. So I'm gonna shrink down enough that I can basically just periodically, as it gets smaller, one person pops out, then the next, then the next, then the next, then the next,
Okay.
then the next, until we're down to the point where it's big enough to contain myself and my little minion, and that's it.
So it's rather interesting because the force field used to go all the way to the ground, but then it englobed your ship.
Right.
And so now, as you're ejecting people out, they're sitting in the curvature of what used to be your ship.
So we can get out of the bubble?
No.
No, you're stuck in the bubble, but the bubble is no longer touching the ground. The bubble is now shaped like his ship was.
So we're sitting on the bottom of the shield.
Of the bowl, yeah, of the shield.
Anyway, one small clunky looking 1950s version of the Danger Will Robinson robot comes out.
Okay.
He comes rolling up and he's like, "State your intentions."
Peaceful? Acquiring technology?
Purpose of visit.
Acquisition of supplies.
Person of contact.
Give Lakesh his info.
Mohinder Lakesh Singh.
Negative. You are not Mohinder Lakesh Singh.
No, he's the one who sent us.
We're here on his behalf.
Negative. Lakesh comes on his own behalf.
I give him my name and serial number.
I can't remember your last name. Henry what? Knight, wasn't
Henry
it?
Knight.
General Knight. ID confirmed.
Please lower the force field.
The force field englobes you inside and pulls you outside and drops the force field from being around you. So now you're outside the force field.
Nice.
all of these people in the force field are with me.
Names and military ID numbers.
Oh Christ!
I list off their whole Cerberus ID system numbers.
The numbers that we all got from Lakesh.
Yep.
Oh
But Sebastian doesn't have one.
All right.
Well, Sebastian might be stuck in a bubble.
Oh, I'm dead.
I register a new one for him.
Negative. None of those names and ID numbers are in our military database.
Update. Register new personnel.
Affirmative. Register new personnel at home base.
Where's home
We
base?
did.
Negative. Must be processed through Washington, D.C.
Well, shoot.
Am I detecting any signal from this robot?
Nope.
Okay.
Neither are you, Henry, if you look.
Signal
I have
jammers.
What is your purpose?
Liaison.
Wait here with them for now. I need to transit back to my base temporarily. I will return shortly.
Negative. I am to accompany you anywhere you go.
Okay, take him with you. We're not
I
going
guess you're
anywhere
coming
anyways.
coming with me to my base then.
He sits there, you can hear things clicking and whirring inside him, and then all of a sudden he goes, affirmative, within parameters.
Jesus.
I look in the mat trans to see if that other guy is still in there.
Oh yeah, he's in there.
What is he?
He's
What,
trying
what's
to
he
climb
doing?
the wall at the back.
Broke those robots.
Oh jeez.
Okay, I instruct the liaison to follow me to the mat trans control system.
He walks in there. Or rolls in there.
I set it for Cerberus.
Okay.
And then I walk back over to the mat trans. Go in. Try and guide the guy out.
Oh, he easily moved. He's not resisting at all.
I see if has he still holding on to his rifle?
No, it's dropped and is hanging by the sling on his side.
I just unsling it gently and push him out of the mat trans.
Okay.
And then close the door.
Good call.
Okay.
And check the rifle to see if it's active.
Yes. Yes. It says something about being a plasma thrower.
Jesus.
Good to know. Okay.
Full charge, set on max.
All right.
Anyways, you guys pop back into Cerberus.
Okay.
Nobody's there.
How far?
Nobody's there at all.
No.
How
Do I
far
still have
above the
access
ground
to
are we
computer
floating?
system?
Oh yeah.
I'm going to check the vehicle bay's camera, see if the APC's still there.
Yep.
Okay. Go to the mat trans computer and see the last 10 recorded jumps. From most recent to oldest.
Right. So the most recent one looks as if the signal was leaving from here, destined to the anthill. Along the way, there seemed to be some signal interference, so it tried to boost the signal output, at which point the signal was hijacked and ended up in a third location.
God damn it.
Does it
It
know
essentially skipped.
Does it know the location?
No, it is an unknown address. It has the address there, but it's unknown to the system.
Okay.
Nothing in the buffer.
Nope, nothing in the buffer.
Oh no, did the Baron hijack you?
Probably.
I record that address. I go to the Louisiana base.
Okay.
And I activate the undamaged and fully powered and armed security bot,
Okay.
and I have it come with us to that address.
It can't fit in the doors to the Matrans.
Does Louisiana have vehicle Matrans?
No.
Okay.
No, because it took out its vehicle Matrans area to put in that cryopod facility.
All right, I send it back to its charging station, set it to proximity detection sentry mode.
Okay.
So if anything gets near the base, it activates and does whatever
Alrighty.
to protect the base. And then I head to that location now by
When you
myself
dial
with
the
the
address,
liaison.
it spins up and you're and you wake up and you're still at the Louisiana base.
So it's blocking. Great.
We must return to the anthill.
All right. Head to the anthill.
So when you get to the anthill, everybody's still there in the bubble.
How high above the ground are we floating?
Like 2 feet.
Cool.
Would your friends be more comfortable in the brig while we wait?
Sure.
We will have more room to move around.
Sure, go ahead.
So the bubble slowly starts to move everybody. The bubble itself seems to just be floating along the ground now, just above the ground. And it gets you guys down some corridors, and this place is literally dug out like an anthill would. And tubes going up to other areas, and then there's buildings or not buildings, but gigantic rooms and stuff up there. And you guys get to a holding facility, and as you guys get there, it's got force fields for the front of the cells, and all of the force fields drop, and everybody that's on the outside, so not the tin can in the ship, but everybody else, the bubble seems to kind of wrap around them and separate them off and move them into their own individual cells.
Yeah.
And it's funny because it tries to put the ship into a cell, but it won't fit. So what it does is it wedges the front of the ship in the cell, and then it englobes the back of it up to the walls around the back of the ship to kind of hold it there.
Oh, jeez.
Anyways, the president is waiting for you.
Lead the way.
And he takes you down some twists and turns. You see a whole bunch of other people. They all seem to be laying on the ground, like having what looks like seizures and stuff. You have cool.
We killed the hive mind, Cole.
Good
job, Skippy. You broke it.
Let's see what they're saying. Whoops, we hit the off switch. That probably wasn't good. No, so anyways, this little robot-y thing leads you into what looks like the Oval Office.
Okay.
And the big high-backed chair spins around, and there's Obama sitting there.
Oh my god.
Mr. President?
How are you? I'm not going to be able to do a good Obama. I'm not like the dude on TikTok.
Oh
There's
man.
a dude on TikTok who does Obama and Trump. Oh my god, he's so good.
Do not forget.
Well, a little worse for wear, but I'm alive.
And what are you doing here?
Well, I originally was here on
Sound like
Lakesh's-
Bill Clinton.
Lakesh referred us to go here to get supplies for Cerberus. And then we were somewhat accosted by security.
Lakesh is allowed to take whatever he wishes. We do not
I
know
understand that.
Well, I should say we do not know the rest of it. But you, General Knight, I know.
But unfortunately, looks like Lakesh and the rest of the people that were at our base are no longer there. I have the address to where they are, but it seems to be blocking us.
Yes. Well,
So originally we were here just to get replacement parts because our base got sort of robbed a while back and we have no security.
and now?
Same status, but worse now that Lakesh and the rest of our groupers gone. Seemingly kidnapped. From what one of our members said when they came back.
I see.
It looks like the signal was intercepted by whatever location this address is at.
Our signals were intercepted just a little while ago as well.
That seemingly is how it was done.
You wouldn't know anything about the signals being intercepted down here in our bay, would you?
Me?
Yes.
I didn't intercept them, but I know that they were intercepted. Those were the transits that were intercepted by Lakesh trying to come here.
No. Wrong set of intercepted signals. I speak of the ones that see as your signals from your vehicle bay or your vehicle down there seem to penetrate our 6 security signals. Crashed our network.
Oh, that.
Right, we did that.
We have an artificial intelligence. He likes to poke his nose into places they don't belong.
Skippy, nice to see you. Here's the underneath side of the bus. Well, that's not very good.
What seemed to have happened?
Well, long story short, we're rushing to try to save the lives of everybody in the base except me.
We can help fix what we broke.
Well, what exactly happened from that intrusion?
I can tell you only because you have proper clearance. None of your compatriots can know of this.
Okay.
During the last 270 years, we've had to make changes around here. To start with, we started cybernetically enhancing ourselves, not to make it our jobs easier or to boost our abilities, merely to make it to where the flesh that we used to have didn't require sustenance.
So prolonging life.
Yes. We had dwindling resources, and during the earthquake that happened, some of our radiation shielding was damaged. And so our life support systems had to work extra hard to try to scrub it. So our energy reserves were running low. Our food reserves were running low because while the place was fully stocked, it was not fully stocked for this many people. All of the people that were here were awaiting being sent to their other location. places like Cerberus and stuff. They were waiting until those were all completely outfitted, and then they were to go there. While they were waiting here, that's when the bombs fell, and everything went to shit. We had to try to find ways to prolong our lives. All non-essential people were put into cryopods. Those who stayed out, after a few years, we noticed that the DNA of certain people had started to fail, stopped replicating itself properly. So we decided to start removing those pieces that were causing problems and replacing them with whatever we could find to make work.
Toasters.
The side benefit was the fact that we took less food and water to sustain ourselves as well. And so we slowly adapted. Anyways, the computer systems that we use to operate those, most of them were not designed for what they were intended for. There was no way to miniaturize all of the computer components necessary with our current technology. So we outsourced the programming from those devices
Not how you have
to
your
our
life.
central computer bank.
No.
Okay.
People who had to have their lungs replaced got artificial lungs that were able to process carbon dioxide and produce oxygen. The problem was all of the facilities necessary for that, the processing power from that, was handled by our CPU computer, our gigantic base computer, and then transmitted to them. When all 6 of those signals went down, anybody who relied on anything from the CPU, that part stopped functioning.
I get it.
Jesus.
What exactly went down? The main computer?
Our ability to transmit.
So your transmitter is having issues at this point.
Yes and no. Yes, it's definitely having issues, but the transmitter itself is not broken. It looks as if it had tried to incorporate the 7th signal, the one that was detected tapping into the other 6 signals. It then tried to start utilizing that 7th signal, thinking that it was yet another backup. Problem is, nobody was programmed to use that 7th signal. So the CPU would send out information. So, do you know what a RAID is on a computer?
Sorry, a what?
A RAID system.
Yes.
How it'll write 1 byte to one spot, and the next byte it writes at the 2nd spot, and the 3rd spot. That's the way our transmitting power was done. Is it would do it essentially striped like that across all 6 of those networks. So if you're listening to all 6 of them, you're able to receive 6 times the amount of data and process it all together. The problem was our system started transmitting on all 7 channels, and everybody else was only listening to 6. So every 7th letter kept getting misplaced. You do that over and over again, and all of a sudden, everything's not working.
So we need to revert it back to the 6th signal.
Yes, unfortunately, all of our top computer people had their brain function being utilized by the CPU. They can't do their job anymore.
I get it. Well, luckily I'm well versed in computer technology and how to work it. As long as my credentials work here, I could help fix that.
Yes, well, that's all well and good. Let's do that. What do you need?
Access to the main computer system so I can work on reverting it back to the 6 signals.
Okay.
Or where a terminal is located, I can access it to.
Well, that's gonna be difficult.
Okay.
Well, our computer system is buried more than a kilometer below the surface of the lowest surface of this area, in an area completely run by automated. We have access to it through the 6th transmission. There's only one secure link to it left.
Okay.
You see
Which
Obama
is
swivel and look at the old robot that has been following you around.
this.
That one.
Shit.
One of the
All right.
original automated ones that received signal from down below.
All right. I look over at the liaison bot and I go, "Do you have a data access or maintenance port?"
Data access granted. Its chest folds down to the keyboard.
Is there a monitor on it?
Yes.
Cool. I put in my credentials.
And you hear like the old time things, the clicks, the whirs, the spins. Takes a good 30 or 40 seconds. And
Running
then
its old tape drive.
yes. And it finally pops up, access granted.
Jesus.
Okay.
And you're looking at a monochrome green screen.
Oh, geez.
Classic Linux. Classic terminal.
Now, I crack my fingers and start going to work.
As soon as you start typing, you realize this may be a little bit harder than you think. Because it sends each keystroke. But it doesn't allow you to type the next keystroke until it gets the signal back that it has received that keystroke.
Oh my god.
So you have to work at a lot slower pace to make this work.
While he's having this conversation, so you said there weren't any other signals, but do I hear or see any kind of signal from the main computer?
No, you are not receiving any type of signal.
Okay.
It's only because the only signal that's still being sent is the secure signal, the hidden signal that's going to the liaison bot.
Okay. I'm like, well, this is useless, so I immediately shut off all broadcasting of myself so that I'm not actually wasting that processing power, so to speak. On that note, or not that note, but is how much space is there between the force field on the front half of the ship and the fields behind it?
Well, the front half of your ship is actually wedged into the bay. The force field is no longer in front of your vehicle. It's the
it's bubbling.
Yeah, all of the force field is behind your vehicle, holding it into the cell.
Right. Well, so I guess what I'm trying to get at is the force field on the cell active?
No, because it would be cutting your vehicle in half if the cell's force field was active.
Right, that's
so just the one that kind of moved you guys in here, just holding you there because it couldn't get you in it.
So me and my little drone minion into the cell, and the ship disappears.
Okay.
What happens after that?
Nothing, because the only person who could maneuver the shields is not there, so it has no idea that you did that. So it still has the shape of the back end of your ship sticking out from the walls.
So basically, I can go in and out of the cell, but as soon as I get out of the cell, I'm inside the force field because the cell was up against the force or the
Right.
sides of the walls. Okay.
So you have like an extra 10 feet of room outside of your cell.
So yeah, I'm just back and forth, in and out, in and out, in and out.
I'm climbing the walls and the bars and trying to
Okay,
figure out how to
so,
get out of the cage I've been put in.
Do you have contortion as a skill?
No. Oh, I just have flying to
Well,
go into air vent.
Right. Make me a dex roll.
Ooh, that's actually a really good roll. 12 minus my roll, which is a 5.
Feel better?
So I made it by
Yep.
7.
Made it by 7.
Uh-huh.
So you see an air vent, and you're fairly certain if you wiggle around, you could possibly get into that air vent. I mean, it's got bars on it, but you look at your arms of the 6-year-old, you're like, I could get through there.
Okay, I'll go do it.
So nobody else notices this, and I'm only letting you be able to do this because it's an air vent, and you specifically have stuff for air vent maneuvering. But you get up to where your face is up next to the bars, and then your head kind of does like an octopus does. It just kind of.
I mean, ice goes through an exhaust pipe, so
So
She
your
has
head
snake
kind of
bones, it's fine.
squishes, and you get your head to squeeze down an area that's about like that big, like 3 or 4 inches wide.
nice.
But you're in the air vent now.
Oh god.
Cool. I am gonna explore.
You what?
I'm going exploring.
All right, off exploring.
I'm free of the force field bubble.
Are there bars in between each of the individual cells? Like, can I see into one of the other cells?
No, so each of the cells has
Regular walls.
what looks like the opaque armor glass on 3 sides,
Okay.
and then it's got a force field that drops on the 4th side. I guess it would be armor glass on 5 sides, not 3, because the top and bottom are all glass.
Okay.
Anyways, Obama laughs at you. He's like, looks like your friends are trying to escape, or at least one of them has disappeared off my screen.
Which one was it? Which one was it?
The small one.
A little girl?
I don't know what you call her, but it's the smallest one of your group.
Her name's Camille, and
Okay.
she's probably crawling around in your air vents.
So, do you trust these people?
Yes.
He kind of looks at you for a second, like he's weighing his options with you.
They've been reliable so far. I mean,
Very
there's so
well.
much. There's only a level of trust you can give anybody anyway, by knowing
Well-
them for only a few, like, maybe a couple of months.
Well, I'm going to
But
exercise
they've been
some
reliable
trust
so
right
far.
now. He tells you he's going to exercise some trust right then, and then all of the force fields drop.
I run into the opposite wall because I'm not paying attention. So
Oh,
I'm.
bam!
Yeah.
And
All right,
the
so
rest of-
everybody's free.
I send a transmission to Henry, so I take it we're free to go.
Quick question, Mr. President. Do you
Yes?
have does this bot here have any sort of modern networking technology to it?
No. And thank goodness for it too. If it had, it probably wouldn't be working right now either.
Oh, great. So, just off of how fast this thing is working, and another question I was gonna have for him. Was your system designed with a redundant backup?
That would be a question for my technical advisors,
Is it on?
who unfortunately can't advise us technically on anything right now.
Great. Well, I'll have to start typing in slowly how to check for one.
I sent Henry another message. Where are you?
Well, I have eidetic memory, so I tell him exactly what turns to make and what corridors to take to get here.
Left turn, 38 feet. Right turn, 723 feet.
So it's not on.
Angled 4.5% up. Anyways,
Stop, count to 3, turn left, go through door. You're there.
okay, so
Oh, sorry. Count to 3 in base 4.
Oh God. Yeah, I take off that direction or following his instructions.
While I check for a backup in its slow ass tape drive system.
This is the only karate kid that's
yes.
on there.
It does show that a backup was made. The most recent backup was 83 years ago.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, see.
Well, I can turn on your backup from 83 years ago, which is surprising that you only did a backup that long ago and didn't update it in the last 83 years. Or I can try and rewrite the system.
Go get a towel.
Okay.
What?
Well, right now would be when I would turn into my technical advisors and asking them what they thought. But they're drooling right now. So they're not going to be that much help.
Did you guys have the 6 signals designed 83 years ago?
I do not know.
Well, something's better than nothing, I guess.
Exactly. Even if it puts us back on a single signal, that just means that it would be slower processing.
I start rolling out the backup.
Okay.
To the active system.
So it has a little loading window, and after about 3 or 4 minutes, Skippy gets there. And after about another minute, so it's been about 20 minutes, it finally pops up 1%.
Woo!
Oh, Jesus.
So this is going to continue for quite a few hours.
Do you have any sort of physical way to get to your computer system? Maintenance access, anything?
Well, we used to. We don't anymore.
I get that, you know, for so long you didn't need it, but
well, see, the problem was up until about, I don't know, 70 years or so ago, we had access to it through a Mattrans gate address. We could just gate down there. But now their Mattrans address is rejecting us. Well, not really rejecting us. When we dial it, nothing happens. We just appear back where we started.
do you know what the signal is? Like what the address number is?
Yes, I do.
Is it this number? And I give him the number of the one that I was trying to get to.
No.
Okay. Well, that's interesting. Do you know why that happened?
Well, we had an earthquake.
So it could have just been cut off,
Relevant.
Yes.
or had gone under a shutdown for some reason.
Again, you're asking wonderful questions, but the people who would be able to answer it are currently unknown.
Well, this process is going to take a few hours.
Okay.
I ask for a breakdown of what they're trying to do.
We're trying to roll out a backup to fix the signal issue that you hacked into a little while ago.
Funny how when it's something that I'm controlling, it's you and not we. I seem to recall somebody helping me with that. Okay, well, I apologize for screwing all of your crap up. Super intelligent AIs can still make mistakes.
And yet he calls us inferior.
So, where am I exactly in the air duct system?
You're in an air duct. You haven't climbed out of the air duct system, so you're just running down ducts, going down other ducts, and other ducts, and there's a goose. Yeah.
The goose honks at you and is carrying a bell with it.
Honk honk.
Oh,
Not certain what the hell
So,
bell's for, though.
can I get a basic rundown of what I did that caused this to happen?
We created, well, a seventh signal was created that overloaded the system because it tried to implement the seventh signal to everybody, but they weren't designed to take a seventh signal.
Aha.
And in which the system completely shat itself.
Right.
And now everyone's either A, dying, or B, non-functional.
Okay.
And we don't have physical access to their computer system, and it's running on one of the oldest operating systems there is.
Hey, can you bring me my Q-tips off the floor, baby?
That's not true. We upgraded to Windows 95.
Oh,
We originally were running Windows 3.1,
oh God. Thank you, baby.
but the government decided to splurge.
That's a big splurge.
So what happened to the actual physical access to there, where you could actually get to it,
programmed by accident.
to put in equipment, replace equipment, update equipment,
It's like a
fix
Commodore.
As far as I know, they never actually had physical access to it. I never understood it myself. The only way in or out, as far as I knew, I mean, it's buried more than a kilometer below us. Well, below the lowest part. So there's our nuclear reactor. But from what I understand, when they put in the MatTran system down there, that was originally going to be the starting off location for the anthill. But when they realized it was going to take way too much to bring in and take out all of the stuff from that far down, they
Baby,
decided to
can
go
you
ahead
get
and
me
make
a cup
it
of
higher.
hot water?
So the original access point,
Like I want.
the shaft that went down that far, it was originally like a ravine. But they ended up going down as far as they could, and that's where they built the nuclear reactor on top of that ravine. And then it went up to the rest of our building. Technically, they originally had access to it through a ravine, which no longer exists because of the nuclear reactor being built on top of it. I think.
Is this shaft still, or the access shaft that they used to build up, to bring everything down?
Well, it was just a ravine to begin with, so they just lowered it down with crane. But when they decided to do it farther up, they
Let water run from it.
side filling up the portion of the ravine where they used to lower stuff down through. They built the nuclear reactor there. because they didn't have to sink the hole because there was already a hole going all the way down that far.
So the nuclear reactor is just as far down as the computer system.
Well, no. The nuclear reactor is only about a half a kilometer down from our lowest part of our base. And then the nuclear reactor, if I remember correctly, is like 12 stories tall. And then going a kilometer down from the bottom of that, so 1.7 kilometers or so below the bottom of our base, is where the facility is.
Did they run a hard line to it? How do they get power to it?
Well, just like our MatTrans system, they were running everything off of the MatTrans from there.
Ew, no.
Because it has its own nuclear power system.
So how do you know? Well, if the MatTrans isn't receiving signal down there, and you had an earthquake, are you even sure, like, a lot of that computer system is even still functioning?
Yeah, I'm pretty certain. The only reason I say that is because it's what sends the signal up to tell some of us to breathe and some of us to how to walk and stuff like that. And we were able to do it until y'all showed up.
My bad.
My bad.
Well, once this backup is finished, I'm going to run a diagnostic to see if there's any damaged systems or missing components to the original part.
I'm gonna pop out of the air vent now.
Okay. Where do you want to pop out? Think of it like a city. There's pools, there's libraries, museums, lots of museums. There's shopping complexes in this thing. There's movie theaters. Everything you can think of, they got in here.
I'm gonna toy store.
Toy store.
So you do find a toy store.
Woo!
Was this computer system running absolutely everything for this base?
No.
Do you have a computer system that has the original schematics of this base?
In one form or another. I mean, we updated our computer systems up here, and we run a lot of our stuff up here using the new computer system. I mean, we got these cool force field projectors and stuff like that wasn't part of the original stuff. There's a lot of stuff that the computers down there weren't able to process fast enough for, so we just made new computer systems up here.
So why can't we download the code from the original computer system and boot up a new system up here?
Well, we probably could if we had enough computer components, but we don't. He starts rummaging through some paper in his desk, and he pulls out one sheet. He goes, "Here's the projection. When it was actually brought up a few years ago, what they projected a computer system necessary to replace the one that we had down below with our modern capabilities on it." He goes, "We need approximately 45,000 computer components, electrical components, and about 15,000 mechanical components." This was just their rough estimate. We've got about 6,000 on hand of each. And then we'd have nothing left.
Are they like drawn up schematics and stuff like that?
No, they didn't. Excuse me. They didn't drop any schematics or anything because their numbers were so out there, they didn't waste their time. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to make you yawn.
God damn it.
What percentage
Now,
are
how
we
many
at now?
people do you have here?
Sentient beings, we have 292 people.
292 people.
Huh? Not counting the popsicles.
I was just about to ask how many people are in cryo storage.
What?
About
I'm
6,000 people are in cryo storage.
Jesus.
So you're basically trying to actively run systems on around 300 computers.
I don't know how many computers they got down there.
No.
Oh,
I'm
thanks.
talking each being is a computer. Let's say that.
Okay.
And you have a main server that talks to all of them to tell them instructions, which is where those signals are coming from.
Right. But not all of us are connected up. There's about 9 of us that are not connected to the system at all, including myself on that one.
And
I was like, what the hell is
where are
blowing
the
out
other
this
8?
fucking mic?
So other than like, I'm not trying to over-engineer or overthink this, but if disregarding the actual like transmission system, like the transmitter itself on how it transmits the 6 signals, given my knowledge of electronics and computer systems,
Baby, go ahead and get jammies.
what size of a modern server system would be required to run the system that they're actually needing? I'm basically trying to see if I can refine what their thoughts were to reduce the amount of materials needed to make something that they could run off of.
See, now Jenkins would be the one to ask that. As soon as your backup thingy goes through, we could ask Jenkins once his brain reboots, I guess.
I guess I'm going to ask this above table just so I don't have to. I'm not actually asking the president. I'm thinking this.
Okay.
So thinking of, let's say we need a server that's going to run roughly. I'm just spitballing 300 terminals in an office building. Let's say. How big of a mainframe would it need to do that?
At near instantaneous calculations?
Yes.
Because a lot of these people are using it for, breathing and,
yes,
stuff like that. If it was just running the people and nothing else, you're looking at maybe per person, you would need 75 electrical and 10 mechanical per person.
75 and 10. Let's see.
So that's 22,500 electrical components. And 3,000 of the other.
Ow.
Okay. Well, we're a little short on the electrical, but we have plenty of the mechanical needed.
Balls.
No, we're still short.
Balls.
So, are there
Well,
people?
No, we have plenty of mechanical if they supplied it. We would need about 10,000 more, give or take. Maybe 11,000 more to make a
Mechanical?
modern system.
Good God.
So, are there people in the shopping center acting normal, or are they all acting?
There's nobody in it.
Cool.
When you drop down, the store that you're in, not even lights are on.
Okay, I'm gonna.
There's, like, lights outside that you can see with a little bit, But other than that, that's what you got.
Above
Cool.
table, just spitballing, what kind of potential could we get from mechanical parts, or mechanical / electrical parts from tearing down my ship?
If you tore down your ship, you get 50,000 electrical and 10,000 mechanical.
It's like twice what we need.
Let's see.
Or just implement your escape pod as their mainframe.
That's kind of the other thing I was thinking.
I mean, it is a Theranon escape pod. It does have like basically a quantum computer running it. In comparison to modern modern computer technology.
Right.
Okay. Be great if we flipped your camera.
Okay, ego roll.
What?
Okay.
Are you seeing if you're willing to part with your
Tonight?
escape pod?
Oh, I don't know.
Okay.
More or less.
Más o menos?
A little?
Piquito?
That's a little.
Why can't you open that freaking
Canvas has 3 different options for languages for next year besides English. She can learn Spanish, sign language, Chinese.
Ego was a 13 minus, wasn't it?
It's a 12 minus.
12 minus?
That hasn't changed actually. It's the same regardless. Or no, it's an 11 minus.
I got a list of stuff that she can sign up for.
Like extracurricular stuff?
No, these are classes. She has to choose a couple classes of her own to go with the curriculum that's already set out.
How much space is in this office?
6 feet.
It's the Oval Office.
So
Yeah,
like
it's an exact replica of the Oval Office.
so like 10 by like 15 since it's oval shaped.
However, it is.
No, it's huge. Because
Well, 10 feet by 15 feet would be pretty big, but I guess we could go bigger. I'm just trying to figure that.
Go big or go home.
That's what
no,
she said.
the Oval Office is really huge.
Baby, what did I tell
It can
you?
usually hold about 60 people in it.
That's true.
If like everybody's in there.
The Oval Office is 35 foot 10 inches by 29, or sorry, yeah, 35 foot 10 inches by 29 feet. With a height of 18 feet 6 inches.
Yeah.
Okay, so my roll came out. He is willing, but he is not willing to part with it long term. It's his man cave. He cherishes that man cave. He wants it back after a while. So basically, I'm going to be like, all right, I fucked this up for now until we can build you a better, more capable system. As soon as the other system is online, we'll and we get one of your tech guys back to full functionality, we can see about programming the computers in my escape pod to run your system. It has plenty of antennas to broadcast out signal with, so.
Okay. Sure. Sounds good.
It is the least I can do, oh Commander-in-Chief.
Suck up.
I'm looking for a doll.
I'm trying to think of how we train.
Find a lot of them.
I guess.
Cool. I'm gonna take one and then attempt to leave the store and then find a store that I can get a new dress since, you know, my dress is torn.
Done.
Woo!
Our little shopping mall area has everything.
Cool.
So once we get this backup up and running, would we have a remote access to this system again?
Do what?
Once we get the backup up and running and everyone is actually functioning temporarily, would we have a remote access to that computer system that's not just through this robot?
Question for the tech.
Technically, yes. All of our computer terminals are able to tie into it utilizing those 6 signals. But with those 6 signals down, unfortunately, we don't have access to any of that down there.
Okay, well, at least for the moment, we're gonna wait until I'm at least gonna wait until the backup's done uploading.
Alrighty.
While he's
I need
doing,
to take a few minute break because I've got to go to the restroom.
that's totally fine. I was gonna just suggest that we take a break, but I was gonna say before that, while he's waiting on that, I will have basically said, where would you like this thing placed? I assume you don't want it in your office. Where would be a good location for it? Is there a central tech lab of some kind?
Yeah, they've got those scattered all around the complex. He tells you how to get to one of them, the biggest one.
Okay.
So you'd be able to stick it in there.
So after I've gotten that information, I will head to that tech bay and I will be working on making it so that it's not in Theranon speak, so to speak. The computer systems will function in English, kind of thing. So, or more
Pump it down to a
readily.
binary system instead of a trinary.
Yeah. So.
Alrighty, and we'll pick up here when we get back then.
Sounds good.
Cool.
You'll be back.
Alrighty.
Oh my God, Kirby sucking up food. mean, it would be not. It would be nice. That would give us 8. Right, and it would give us 8 if we had 2 sets, and that would give us a couple extra, and then at least they're all bound together in one thing. And music, 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 music.
This whole situation has just got me angry. It has me pissed off because they're not taking care of us the way they should. And I'm like, if it wasn't for the fact that I had a job, I'm just done. I'm so done. And Mike, to answer your question, yes, I was quitting, but it fell through. So I couldn't really leave my job without having another job.
Oh, fair enough.
Totally
So,
understandable.
How much are you making over there, though?
Nothing. Like, I don't make shit. I don't make shit. And that's
Well,
why
I hope they're not paying you in shit. It's kind of gross.
I don't make shit.
Oh,
Like, it's
jeez.
ridiculous. Like,
Who?
Coralie, she was the center manager out in Tooele, and then she stepped down from center manager and became the sales rep manager over here. But then Chris left, so we now have, she's our acting center manager. We were going to hire a new center manager 2 weeks ago. This motherfucker failed his test. I was like, I'm just gonna go apply for a job and do all that nonsense, and then drug test failed. I mean, there's no pot all you want, but whatever you want.
Shit, where's this thing going?
Like,
I see that.
we're gonna hire an infographic. That's like 3 years ago. We're gonna make people use it at the hospital. You're not gonna get commission for it. Oh, now we have a new sales rep, so whatever. I'm like, I do all the fucking work up there, and now the new sales rep gets big motherfucking great.
That's not cool.
It's not fair. It's not fair. I bust my ass. Sorry, I don't mean to bitch.
You're fine.
Where the fuck is my needle? Ugh.
Sorry, I was muted. We're the people you should be muted. You should be bitching to anyway.
Boom.
It's just annoying.
Eh.
I'm like, if it wasn't for the fact that I knew I was appreciated by my case managers, I would just been like, look, just put me back down to a CSR. I'm like, I'll take the CSR. And they just laid off 2 CSRs. They furloughed them. Furloughed them? Yeah, that's right. Yep.
So I'm confused. Did they give you a pay raise to do what you're doing?
No.
I would have told them, fuck no. Like, I'm a CSR. That is what you pay me for.
Because Chris said it would transit because they had to make me a driver so that they could get rid of a CSR position to hire a new CSR to replace me. From what I understood is that I was supposed to be bumped up to the pay of a driver. That never happened. And Chris fought, but then Chris left, and I was like, well, that's... I know.
Wait, well, how much are you making?
I'm making $13.45.
You know a driver only starts out at 14, right?
Right? But I still should have been bumped up to 14. And that's what Chris wanted. And then I was supposed to have my yearly pay raise on top of that. That's why I'm making $13.45 now.
So did they start you at 13?
Yep. And what's
Holy
annoying is because Laura, when she came, because she was right before I was, she was a new CSR right before I was, started out at 14. So I'm like, this is bullshit.
Jesus, you should come work with us. We make more money than you do, and I just pick fucking groceries.
I'm like, nonsense. Fucking
Like, and we just work at the Smiths out on 5600 West and 41st.
Oh, the one right there across the street from Hunter?
Yeah.
Hunter. There's a T in there. I don't know. Send me the link. Send me wherever.
Go to... Here, I'll find it real quick.
Did you know? No, I don't really care. Excuse me.
I'm really torn about that because I'd love to use this keyboard or keyboard or my keyboard because you can do the exact same thing by hotkeys, setting hotkeys to that. But you have to program the app, or you have to program the keys to do what you want to do.
Oh, thank you.
Just a thought.
So when you go into that, just go to the location and just type in Utah. It'll bring up all the locations, and then you can pick any center you want.
Okay.
But what you're looking for is the e-commerce clerk.
Okay.
And when you go, like, if you get it, as soon as I got Cole's information, he already went in for an interview. He's pretty much got the job. As soon as she gets the paperwork back from the corporate about how much they're gonna pay him per hour, then he pretty much can come in and start working.
Oh, that's nice. I know they were telling, like, speaking of Cole, I know, like, I saw in the news last week, they're talking about, like, people that do, like solely drive for, like, Uber and Lyft, they can apply for unemployment now, too. I was like, wait, what?
I applied 2 weeks ago, and I just got finally approved earlier this week.
Screen got screwed up.
I've got, like, 2 weeks of unemployment that I'm supposed to have hit this week.
Nice. Like, I knew that was supposed to be a thing. I'm like...
What the hell? Okay. We're back in. I kind of screwed that up, but that's okay. It will work.
And as soon as my unemployment checks come in, I get to spend like $600 of it.
Ho ho!
For what?
How did you apply for unemployment?
I went to the unemployment or the workforce services place and or website and just filed a claim.
Right. Did you have to, like, I don't know, how did you put your income in for Uber and Lyft? Or for Lyft
Why
or
are
whichever?
there balloons in here?
I was just wondering, because we
basically
just got ours back today.
Basically, how you put it is you put it for, you know, you put in that you worked for Lyft, how much you made per hour, as long as you've calculated it properly, you can just put in your hourly rate basically for it. And you know, I was making about $20 an hour, so that's what I put down was $20 an hour.
Well, I was just wondering, because we just got ours back today, and they said that they wanted, like, we had to have Lyft sign a form or something.
Never
Did they
said
do that for
anything to me
you?
about it. Mm-mm.
Yeah, we just got 2 things back, one for Uber and one for Lyft. Because they weren't able to pull our information from their systems because we don't work for them, we just contract through them.
That's so weird.
You both need to take showers and get ready for bed.
But yeah, the $600 I'm going to be spending is on a new modem for my internet so we can fix the connectivity issues people have been having with Plex. And then I have to get a SATA card for our server, new SATA cables for our drives, and 2 new drives for the server. So that
Are
we're
you
not
ordering
maxed
that
out.
shit, or are you just gonna go buy it somewhere?
We're ordering it.
Just ordering it.
Okay, so
We are back.
Sorry,
Yes.
we're back. We
Hello,
had a
back.
session.
things and stuff and junk.
Just burnt.
Yep, pretty much.
Can you brush your teeth for me, stinky bat?
Right. What were we doing?
I was picking out a new dress.
Why?
I was
Why?
waiting the
Hold on, why?
unknown amount of hours it would take for the update to be done.
All right, so Camille, you have a new dress.
Woohoo!
Anything else you're stealing?
No, just the dress and doll.
Anything else you're gonna steal?
I
I
think
don't-
she's stealing it.
Well, she walked into a store, walked out without leaving any form of trade.
I mean, fair. Can I go to the library?
Can you go to the library? Sure. You walk into a 6-story tall building filled floor to ceiling with stacks and stacks of books.
Oh god. Oh god. I'm gonna be here for a while. Like, I'm talking about
Yes,
long
well-
ass walk.
But what they ended up doing is they moved the Library of Congress to here. And then all of the presidential libraries that were scattered all around the U.S. all got moved to here as well.
Holy shit.
So pretty much anything you can think of that would be in any of our U.S. public libraries is in here. Plus a lot of stuff that you wouldn't think of.
Baby, what are you doing? Don't run. Are you
Oh,
bleeding?
there it goes.
Hold on.
Are you bleeding? It's not fair when she leans on the screen and read her lips.
Sorry.
All I heard was, "Are you bleeding?" And then you muted us, and I was like, "That's not a good sound to hear."
Well, it looked like she was bleeding from her leg. Please, this girl has had like, in the last 2 weeks, has had 4 bloody noses, and it's been awful. It's been a freaking nightmare. Okay, library. Yeah, I'm gonna be at the library for a while. Just studying like things that's happened since my time. Yes, that's what I'm doing. For a while.
So, make me a perception roll.
Fuck. Where's my notebook? Not my notebook, I'm at my diary.
God damn it, where did I leave myself?
I know, like. Oh, thank God that was a 1. A perception roll.
Yep.
6, 7, 8, 9, 9. I made it by 3. Trace.
You made it by how much?
3.
3, so 3.
All right. So, as you're walking around the library, perusing things, you come across a section that seems to have been sectioned off. It literally looks like
The restricted section.
yeah, like a restricted area, but it looks like they had like a force field up before, but the computer that's controlling the force field isn't there anymore. So the restricted area doesn't restrict very much at all now.
Okay, I go there. I want to go check the books in that area.
Do what?
I said I want to go check the books in the restricted area.
So, if Donald Trump had the captained the Titanic.
Yep.
No. No.
Anyways, you find lots of books there. Books on the occult, books on the aliens and the autopsies, and alien language books, and the documents and schematics from the secret Nazi SS experiments. Something called Hydra.
Hydra.
Hail Hydra.
Okay.
Hail Hydra.
Sleet Shield.
Okay.
What? Y'all said a weather pattern and then the name of the place, and they were both H's, so I did the same thing. Sleet and Shield. Look at me like I'm dumb.
I didn't look at you like you were dumb. I told you were dumb.
You told me I was dumb. Oh, big difference. Anyways, so yeah, you find lots and lots of books there. Nothing you would find in the normal library. But bye. Okay, so the person I was talking to just left. What is everybody else just waiting?
That's what I'm doing. Hey, look, the person you were talking to is back.
What? Sorry.
Woo!
Welcome back. I was talking to you and you turned, got up, and left. I was like, oh, never mind.
Sorry, your phone like rang and I was like, I have to go answer it for work. Is that work? Sorry.
It's all good. It's all good.
Oh, bad. What did you say?
I was telling you that you can find books in there that you would not find in any public library because they're all like restricted.
Okay.
Tons of stuff. Evidently, aliens landed back in the 40s in a place called Roswell, New Mexico, the 1940s. They have detailed autopsies, videotapes of the autopsies going on, detailed schematics, plans and stuff from what they learned from the aliens, their technology and their anatomy and all that other kind of stuff. Tons of weird stuff in here.
Okay.
Lots of stuff on the occult. Magical spell book, incantations.
Did you say magical spell books?
Yes, I did say magical spell books.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Things for summoning demons, controlling angels, tons of stuff.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I'll just start reading. Like, I'm just gonna start going through as much of it as I can.
So, how long are you going to spend in the library?
Let's say 8 hours.
8
For a
hours. All
start.
right.
For a start.
So, we pass 8 hours. Henry, your computer system is now showing it's at 21%.
Jesus
Oh,
Christ.
Jesus Christ.
Jesus Christ.
Woo!
So after 8 hours, is anybody doing anything?
All right. Well, it's only at 21%. So you know what I'm going to be doing? I'm going to be going and checking. I'm going to be checking out all of the like where the maintenance crews would work for this base,
That is all over.
or like where a maintenance office is for the main maintenance guy that would have like a schematic of this place.
Okay. Oh, but Obama tells you where the main technician's office is.
Okay. I head there.
Hey, look, you made it.
Woo!
Okay. You had to travel about 7 miles to get there. But you're at his
Sounds good.
office.
It's a brisk walk.
So you're at his office. Now what are you doing?
I start searching around, seeing what he's got laying around, if there's any physical copies of a schematic to this whole base.
You had to walk
Or
7 miles.
notes on any maintenance accesses that weren't on the maps.
He has some hand-drawn maps of part of the bases.
Okay.
But it looks like most of the map system would have been on his computer system.
Is it currently active?
No, it says that there's no connection.
So it's linked to the main computer down below.
Uh-huh.
Yay. Does he show anything that shows a possible physical access way down to that level?
On a 6
Or does he mention anything about it?
No.
Okay. Then then at least until probably for the next day or so or more, I'm gonna be searching the lower levels of the base to see if I can find any maintenance access that goes further down.
You know who'd be really good to take with you?
Oh, Camille. I'm totally taking Camille with me.
I'll go that way.
Let's go find hidden places.
Other side of you. Or at least on my screen, she's on the other side of you. Okay. So Skippy, during this time, you've got your computer all set, or your thing all set up and tied in.
Right.
You just need to have whatever their computer operating system is, what they're using, put onto your system, and then you could switch everything over.
Okay.
So now you're just waiting for them to come up too.
There you go.
While I'm waiting, just because I'm bored and I like fiddling with things, are there any lab techs in this room? Popcorn.
Popcorn.
Is there any what?
Lab
Lab
technicians.
techs?
No.
No, there's not.
No, there are not. You did see some people out in the hallway though. They're laying down having seizures. This is really not good. They've been having seizures now for about 9 hours.
Yeah. Can I attempt to write a program to see if I can control one of them?
Sure. Look at my new drone. That guy's name is Bob. Right now, he's number 1.
So I'm gonna roll computer programming.
Yes.
So maths. So I made that by 6.
You made it by 6?
Yep.
Knowing that their body is waiting for a signal from one of these 6 frequencies, you're able to tap in and utilize those frequencies.
Uh-huh.
And first off, you're able to stabilize what this guy was suffering from.
Right.
Why?
And since he was open to being told what to do from a computer system anyway, it made it real easy to tie in to have him do whatever you want.
Can I give him basic brain functionality so that he can talk to me?
You can.
Okay, that's what I'll do.
Okay. He now has basic brain functions and can talk to you.
I ask him what his name is and what he does. Here.
Name and rank.
What are my name and rank?
Oh God. Well, that could be problematic.
Well, now you figured out that their entire computer system dictates who they are, what they are, and how they do things.
Awesome. Is there any indication on his like what he's wearing of what his job is?
He is an IT technician, so.
Oh, cool. So
Well, when he's not your drone, he's a technician.
he's not what? When he's not my drone, he's a technician.
When he's not your drone, he's an IT technician.
Can I see if I can give him more access to brain capacity and pose problems to him? To see if I
Hold
can
on
get
just a
answers.
sec, guys.
You're fine.
What am I holding on to?
I don't know.
Hold on for dear life.
Hold me.
Excuse me.
Sorry about that.
No worries.
No worries.
My mom came and needed a question answered.
Understandable.
Alrighty, so now what were you doing? Sorry, she walked in and drew my aggro.
So I'm trying to figure out if I can give him more brain power so that he could potentially not necessarily access memories, obviously, because the computer clearly is accessing that, but that he could be more useful in understanding technological things.
All that is just allowing him access to your skills. because he doesn't have a set of skills of his own as of right now.
Gotcha. Okay.
But any skill that you have, you could imbue on him, and he could utilize.
Okay, so in the meantime, I am going to imbue the skill to help me or program, basically, so that I can go in and try and stabilize everybody using the new system, so that in the meantime, while we're waiting for the other thing to back up and be up and running, they can just be stable. We're not going to do anything else, and then after I'm done with that, I'm going to turn them off, basically, and just stick them back to a stable state. If you followed that at all.
So you're doing what?
I mean, I guess I don't necessarily need his help. We'll kind of use him as a guinea pig, I guess. Ideally, what I'm trying to do is stabilize everybody who's seizing and or not being able to breathe and or any and all of the above back to a state where they can breathe, they're not seizing, but they'll still be able to access a signal that's not my signal once the system backs itself up. I'm just trying to keep people from dying, is what I'm trying to do.
Okay. Yeah, you could do that.
So using him as a guinea pig, my original plan was to just have him help me so that I'd have twice the amount of assistance, but then that seems kind of silly and redundant since I'm the one providing him that skill set, so really I'm just giving him what I'm already doing.
Right, but all you have to worry about then is how quickly you can do it. So if you do it to him, and then both of you go out and do it to another person, you're helping two people at once, and then those 4 people, or those 3 people, plus you, can now go help 4 people at once. So you can quickly get everybody in the base covered.
So, yeah, we'll start doing that.
Okay.
Basically.
So you have 283 people's signals going through your system right now.
Well, through the pod system, yeah.
Right.
So 283 because there were a total of 300, but some of them didn't actually have augmentations, right?
There were 292 people, and 9 of them didn't have.
Oh, okay. So we've lost some because they stopped breathing, I'm gonna say, right?
No, there were 292 people, and out of those 292 people, 9 of those people do not require stuff like Obama. He's not on the system.
Right.
There's 292 people in the base.
Oh, okay, not 300. Cole's rounding up. I get you.
Allowing for slight growth?
Yeah. Okay, so, yeah, basically stabilize everybody, and then I'll cruise back to the president's office and let him know what I have accomplished.
Okay. He's passed out, laying on one of the couches in the Oval Office.
Mr. President.
Yes, Marilyn.
Yeah, no, I explain. Even if it means I have to wake him up. Just so that he has that knowledge.
Alright, let's see if he understands or just does the uh-huh. Oh, you actually understand.
Cool.
Alrighty, so, should we just let some more time pass then?
Yep.
Sure.
Yes.
I'm getting further lost.
Poor Lockesh.
So I've decided to just be lost.
Just getting lost.
Yep, that's all I'm doing. I'm exploring.
You walked into a movie theater, and it's gonna broadcast from start to finish all of the Disney movies in order.
Oh God.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Chronological or alphabetical?
Chronological.
I'd be
Earliest
down
to
for
latest.
that. Can I have that, like, in real life?
And it's
As soon as I
listed
get all the
in
Disney movies loaded in Plex, you can do it all you want.
I will just sit there by myself and watch all of them, and then scream at people that bother me. I'd be like, go away before I eat your face.
I'm hungry. Nom,
You can have. The cream was a little off for me.
So, another 49 hours goes by, and the program is done backing up. It just requires a reboot now.
Oh, jeez.
Okay.
So
What
half
have
an
I
hour
found
later-
on the lower levels with Camille?
Oh yeah, Camille, did you go with it? Did you ask her to go with you?
Yes.
Oh.
We're
So
gonna
she's-
go find a secret entrance to the lower levels.
Okay.
I remember doing that in Ironforge. Back before they opened up the lower levels.
Doing the clip jump into the doorway to get into Old Ironforge.
Yep. There were so many
That was
places.
back in
that
the days when you could take the secret canyon into Undercity.
Uh-huh.
Yep.
So many different things that you could do back then. That you people nowadays are just like, I just fly there with my Griffin, or I can just walk into Old Ironforge. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, they don't know the old ways of glitching the game and risking getting banned.
But anyways, make me perception rolls.
Okay.
Good perception rolls for Camille and Henry there.
I'd say that's pretty good.
Made it by 4.
Let's see, my perception. Ah. Hey. Made it by 7.
All right.
Because I rolled a 5 and it's a 12 minus, so.
So, Henry, you and Camille are both down looking for areas. You're looking inside the corridors and stuff like that, and she's shooting through all of these ducts. And she lets you know that she found a duct that goes down.
A duct that goes down?
Uh-huh. You guys are on the nuclear reactor level, on the bottom part of it, so there shouldn't be anything down from here. But she found a duct that went down.
She chose down.
She chose down?
Oh my god.
I let Camille know, go down until you find a vent and see if you can find an elevator or some sort of access way that comes back up.
Okay.
Did you feel it tonight? It's like you felt it this morning, yeah.
So, Camille goes down. Where you pop out is right in front of a
The only
gigantic
thing I see is a PM.
and there doesn't seem to be any way into the steel door area.
Big Daddy on.
But on this side of the steel door, it's like collapsed cave, and it looks like the air vent that you came down was running right along the inside of this ravine. And you can kind of glance up, and they've got lights and stuff strung along the edge that go up this ravine, and it goes up for quite a ways, past what you can see.
Wow. Okay. I've got a steel door and lights beyond where I can see. Hmm.
I knew it was an iceberg before anyone else knew.
Is there anything that looks like it could be Henry size? Because I know it can't fit in the duct.
You might be able to fit in the duct. Descending the almost a kilometer in the duct would be fairly easy. Ascending the kilometer in the duct might be a little bit more difficult.
It would be a one-way trip, though.
Because if you're as smart as you think you are, you get the Matran system up and running, and then just teleport back up, right?
Dash, don't go on ahead.
Look at him. He's like,
It's getting down the duct that's the one-way trip for me.
Right. Once you're
One-way
down-
trip with a very sudden ending.
Why would that have to be? You're not gonna die. You're fat. I mean, compared to the 6-year-old, you're fat.
I mean, I made the landing. Of course.
You also have flying in ducts. I have
Alright.
going down a duct by gravity, trying to slow the descent for a kilometer.
As I said, it's not hard going down. You just push out with your arms and your legs against the walls, and you'll be able to go down fairly easily.
Just don't curl into a ball and get stuck.
It's if you suck everything in and don't touch the walls, that's when you're going to find terminal velocity.
All right, let's give it a try. Why not? If I gotta reroll, I gotta reroll.
Henry dies.
Yeah, knowing my dexterity or strength checks.
Now, make an intelligence roll for Henry.
Made it by 5.
So, it dawns on you. You have a girl who seems to very easily move through these ducts. While you are an adult and she's a 6-year-old kid, she's still as strong as a normal adult. If she goes below you and gives you support and you're pushing against the side of the walls, you should be able to go down there no problem. You just have to convince her to, let you stand on her shoulders while she moves through the tunnels.
What do you think, Camille?
It could work.
Want to give it a shot?
Sure.
All right, let's do this.
So Camille squeezes into the vent and then just kind of hovers there waiting.
Okay.
And Henry backs into the vent, rotates, starts putting more and more weight on Camille, and you can kind of feel her kind of give a little bit as she accepts your weight, and then you're using your hands and arms and stuff, pressing against the walls. All right. Since you have
Descend a
Camille,
kilometer.
I need you to make me 4 strength checks at a +4 because you
4
have Camille.
strength checks at a +4.
Yes. So what is your normal strength roll? Is it a 10 minus?
Yep.
So you are at a 14 minus right now.
First one I made.
My strength is an
by-
11 minus.
So all you have to do is make it. As long as you make it, there's no problem. Just
So I made my first one by 8.
Okay.
Ow.
Man, you and that keyboard have just been at it all night.
Well, I took.
I saw you trying to wring its little neck. You're all like, ah! And then you were like, stab it with the key or a knife.
Sanding it all apart.
I
You-
failed
you-
the second one by 2.
You what?
I failed the second one by 2.
How are you failing?
655.
All right, Camille, make me a strength roll at a -1.
Oh, okay, so that makes me it as minus 10. 10 minus. Oh, it's still a good roll.
But yeah, no, I tore the keyboard apart because it was ski and dirty.
Made it by 4.
And now my other key is killed.
It's awkward.
Tear them all apart.
Had I not had the 1 minus, I would have made it by 5, but I made it by 4.
Okay. So you feel a spot. Henry, one of your arms started to heat up from the friction, so you actually pulled it away from the wall, at which point you kind of slammed your side up against the wall, putting all of your weight on Camille for a second. She quickly compensated, and you got back to bracing yourself against the wall. Okay.
Now,
so
now you know why I don't wear shoes.
all right, what's your third roll?
Third roll I made by 2.
Okay, you were good there. And your fourth one?
Made by 1.
Made by 1. All right, so you guys pop out in front of the gigantic steel door.
There's lights on in this place?
Yes, there are lights on. So essentially, it looks like you're at the beginning of where the ravine came down, the big ravine, and then there was an opening that led off. There was an opening into a cave that led off, and then about 20 feet or so into that cave, there is a steel wall that went across the entire cave area, and there's a steel door in there.
Is there any card access or anything to the door?
Nope.
I'm gonna knock on it.
I checked for panels
Tink, tink, tink.
on the outside, see if there's any sort of way to get in.
All right, make me a concealment roll. As Henry goes, I don't have concealment.
Tink,
Yeah,
tink,
failed
tink.
that by like 5.
You don't see anything.
Yeah, you're blind.
You notice while you're knocking on the door that he seems to be looking for secrety stuff.
Okay.
Are you going to help him look for secrety stuff?
Yeah.
She can actually make a concealment roll because she has the skill.
Yeah, that's a 5. Made it by 5.
By 5. So she finds one small spot over on the stone wall, or over on the rock wall, natural cavern wall. She finds a spot that pushes in and rotates out of the way. And there's a 10 key and a swipe thing for a badge.
Okay.
A Phasabin!
I try swiping my badge and putting in
What?
my
Are
ID
you
number.
watching it on 2 different things over there?
Yes.
When you swipe your badge, the light flashes yellow and then goes red.
Uh-oh.
Kiara, what did I say?
Swipe Lakesh's badge.
You guys don't have his badge. You have
I don't have
Oh.
his badge. I just have his
You okay?
like
You can do
login
it, but don't
credentials
have it
for
be so
most
loud.
places.
Ask for the president's card. I can go get it.
Do it. Go ask and see if there's if what his credentials are, so I can get in here. Just let him know we're at the bottom.
You going over and asking the president?
The best I can.
Alrighty. So the non-English speaking person gets up to the top and goes to talk to the English-speaking president. Hold on, I want to Google something real quick.
Yeah.
Let's hope Obama has a universal translator on him. Doing all those diplomatic missions.
Too bad.
Right.
No, he only speaks partial Indonesian. You would have had to have gone back to Franklin D. Roosevelt to have gotten a president who was.
That's okay. I on my way to the president. I'll find Sebastian.
Okay. You find Sebastian.
Cool.
We'll make it easy. You have Sebastian. He translates for you.
I asked the president for his swiping card.
His credit
Why
card?
would I give this to
His
you?
badge?
Why would I give this to you? This would give you complete access to the entire base.
Do it.
We made it to the bottom and need to get into a steel door.
Okay. Well, I guess I'm trusting you guys with pretty much everything anyway. He reaches in and he pulls his card off and he hands it to you and he goes, "It's going to ask for a 6-digit PIN. Are you ready for this?
Okay.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
That's the code to my luggage.
Only an idiot would have that code to his luggage. Remind me to change the code to my luggage.
And they got the Spaceballs reference. So, you you take the card back down to him.
Mm-hmm.
You use it with his extremely easy code. At first, when she tells you the numbers, kind of sounds like making it up because nobody would have codes like that. But sure enough, when you put them in, that's what makes it work.
Okay.
Ding.
So the door, as it starts to slide sideways, a super bright glow is coming from the inside of this thing.
Oh God.
The door slides completely sideways. It takes forever. It's like super slow. Anyways, it slides sideways, and your eyes are having a hard time adjusting, but you can see that there are like probably 10 gigantic floodlights all aimed at the door. You know the daylight work lamps that they use at night on the highways? Yeah. Imagine 10 of those all pointed at the door.
Okay.
Anyways, yeah, that's what you see.
Don't go towards the light.
It's so pretty.
Staying to the side of the corridor, I just call out, "Hello?"
You hear in a deep, rumbly voice, "Hello."
Dear God.
We come in peace.
We come in to make you in pieces.
Well, I am here in peace. And all of the lights go out.
Oh God.
Of course, you can't see. And we'll pick up
Flashlight.
there. No, it's not that. It's the flares in your eyes.
Got it.
And we'll pick up there next week because
Perfect.
it's 9:30 and we gotta go get the kids.
Sounds
Alright,
good.
sounds good. Later, guys.
Hey.
I'm blind.
Bye.
Bye bye. See you later.
Whew. Well, that'll be interesting for next week.
Indeed. Audio is still
Get to
going.
find out we either have to face GLaDOS or some giant super mutant thing.